Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. All right, where are we today? Very quickly, very important. This month is Men's Mental Health Month, which if I'm honest, I didn't even know that was a thing, but it is a thing. So let's use it as an excuse to check in on someone. We men can be, and I speak about myself when I say this, very stubborn. Try and see through the stubbornness. Send someone a message, give them a call. If they live close by, knock on the door, spend some time with them. Use this month as an excuse to do any of those things. All right, my newsletter is up and running. I'm very excited about it. Nearly 1,000 of you have signed up for the newsletter. Why haven't all of you done it so far? But no, seriously, it's up and running. The feedback's been fantastic. Thank you so much. The guy that does it for me, Phil, I think he's been incredible. He's put out so many different posts. It's very interactive. It's about me, but a few of the posts are very personal as well. So yeah, it's not just about my work and what I'm doing. It's more of a get to know me, what I'm up to throughout the week away from work. So yeah, if you've not signed up yet, the link is in the description. Obviously, it's free of charge, just your name and email, and we're going to shoot some stuff out to you sort of every 3 or 4 days. So yeah, look out for the next one. I think drops, tomorrow, about Fabio Wardley. So look out for that one. All right, let's talk some boxing. What is there to talk about today? Jair Pataya versus, is it Squio? Is this weekend in Australia. I know a lot of people aren't super happy about it just because they want to see Opataya in there against, I don't know, Zurdo Ramirez and maybe some other big names. But look, I know Opataya. Opataya would fight anybody. And I mean heavyweight. I'd fight anyone. So if he's not in a ring with the guys that you want to see him in the ring with, it's not Opataya's fault. Hopefully we can get that unification between Zurdo and Opataya. I think it's fair to say that's number 1 and 2 in the division. I know Badu Jack will like to throw his name in the ring as well, but I think that's number 1 versus number 2. And if I'm Opataya, I mean, Opataya is 29 now. If you can't get the Zurdo fight, I think Opataya should maybe consider that move to the heavyweight division. He's not the biggest guy. Like, a lot of comparisons have been made between him and Usyk. Usyk is, I think, 6'3". I think Opataya is maybe 6'1". So I don't know how he's going to do it heavyweight, but I think he'll cause people some problems. Honestly, I think his speed and punch power and just his aggression will be an issue for some. So, look, I think that's the next step. I just don't see the point in going to Bridgerweight, and I don't see the point in staying around in the Cruiserweight division, fighting guys that, and no disrespect to this Squeo, who is unbeaten, fighting guys that people aren't very excited about seeing him in the ring with. So yeah, hopefully next year is a Zurdo fight, or it's dipping the toes with the big boys. What is going on with Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez? Answers on a postcard, please. I'm so fed up with it all. I sound like an old man, but I am. I think it's a great fight. It was earmarked for August 16th. There is a clash there because it looks like Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are going to go August 16th, but I don't necessarily care about that. I think this is a better fight. Honestly, I think it's a bigger fight as well. Like, Tank's a superstar, so anything Tank does is big, but I think Teo and Devin combined is bigger than Tank and Lamont Roach combined. So look, my eyes were firmly set on this. Teo and Devin have been in talks to fight for 5 years. And here we were, this close, and all of a sudden we're hearing it's collapsed. And for what? I mean, ultimately, I guess the biggest reason things collapse is for money. Like, these fighters aren't scared of each other. You know when people talk about, oh, you're ducking someone, it's not the case with these two. Like, Teo is certainly not ducking Devin Haney. Like, Teo annoys me, but Teo's a fighter who would fight anyone. I mean, this guy's been calling out Boots Ennis for the best part of nearly 2 years. He wanted smoke with Terence Crawford. He certainly isn't scared of Devin Haney. So I'm guessing it comes down to dollars and cents. And maybe he feels like he's not getting his worth or value. I don't know. But I hope it can be resurrected because it is a fantastic fight. Teo has no real other dance partners at 140. And I think for Devin, obviously the aim was Ryan. Ryan got beat. Ryan's now had hand surgery. I think for Devin, it's the biggest fight as well. So it needs to happen. Honestly, it needs to happen. I don't know. Like, it can't be money. I mean, I guess it can be, right? It must be money, but these guys are getting paid. I know that for a fact. I don't know their exact numbers, but I know for a fact these guys are getting paid very, very well. I think you guys know this as well. So if it's a money thing, then sometimes someone's got to pull one of these guys aside and say, look, what we doing here, dude? Like, we're talking 8 figures maybe. Like, what we doing here, dude? Like, are you seriously thinking you can make this anywhere else? Do you know? So let's hope it can be made, because it's a fight that I think American boxing needs as well. And look, credit to Devin. I mean, a lot of people give Devin heat for some odd reason. I mean, Devin's CV, like if Devin were to fight Teo, Devin's CV in the last 4 or 5 years is very, very good. I mean, you got Jojo Diaz that's on that. Abdulayev, go and check his record out at the time that Devin fought him. Unbeaten, very good kid, very good amateur. Devin beat him. Jorge Linares, Vasily Lomachenko. Who else has he fought? Regis Prograis. Ramirez now, Ryan Garcia. This is solid. And now Teo potentially. So, yeah, look, I hope that it can be resurrected. But, I mean, these kids nowadays, boy, they are super, super stubborn. So, who knows? This weekend, I am in Ipswich. Obviously, it's Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni. There's still a part of me that is upset that it's not Jarrell Miller, just because Jarrell just brings something a bit extra to it. I did a bit of the build-up. I interviewed Jarrell. I was supposed to do a face-off. I did a sit-down interview with him as well. And he just brings another level of energy. By the way, very quickly, I'm hearing AJ Jarrell Miller. Am I the only one that's hearing this? I saw someone tweet something about it, and I was like, what? It was Marcos Villegas. And he tweeted something that Devin Haney versus Teo should be the main event and not AJ versus Miller or something. Go and check his Twitter page. And I was like, have I missed something? Anyway, back to this one. This is a really good fight between two unbeaten guys. Obviously, Justice Huni, I feel, I don't want to say he's not ready for this, but in my head, there was still maybe 1 or 2 more fights before this. But you get the phone call, dude, it's a stadium fight, money's good, you beat Fabio Wardley, you're right up there, you got to take it, even if it is 6 weeks notice. And I'm not having 6 weeks as a short notice. Like, that's being spun quite a lot. And I'm like, 6 weeks is a long time, especially if you don't have to make weight. Yes, you have to get fit, but you don't have to cut weight. 6 weeks is a long time. I guess the difficulty is that he's had to fly over here and just make a camp over here. So that means finding sparring partners, finding accommodation, finding a gym. So that in itself takes a while, and your body's it's got to get acclimatized to over here as well. So yes, but I still think if you are a young heavyweight, which he is, it's a case of stay ready, don't get ready. And he should always be in the gym. And I think 6 weeks to get ready for a big fight, I think in an ideal world, you want 8 to 10, but I don't think 6 weeks is bad. This is a big fight for both. It really is. You could argue and say it's puncher versus boxer. I think we all know that Fabio is the puncher of the two. But Justice can crack as well. I mean, this boy can hit as well. Go and watch his fights. I make Fabio a favourite. I think 60-40, maybe 65-35 maybe. I guess the question for Fabio, who's been severely overlooked when it comes to sort of title fights, is how far away is Fabio from the big boys? Like when I spoke to Fabio the other day, I said, look, the top 3 is the top 3 right now, right? So that's Usyk, Dubois, Parker. Others might argue and say, I don't know, Bakody, AJ, whatever, Fury's retired, but those are the 3 for me, right? On a case of what have you done for me lately, those are the 3. I said, how far away do you think you are from those? And he said, not too far. He wins this one. He's in line for the winner of Usyk Dubois. He's in line. I mean, this will put him as number 1 in the WBA rankings. So he's there. He's there, and you win this. And I said the same thing to Justice. There aren't no steps back. Like once you make this jump and you are now top 5, top 2, top 3, you can't then go back and fight a guy that's number 15. That's not how it works. Like you've got to say to yourself, when you take that call, and this is about Justice, when you take that call, it isn't just a case of, okay, am I ready for Fabio? is if I beat Fabio, am I ready for everyone? Whereas the answer with Fabio is yes. I think the answer with Justice is kind of... So, look, I think Fabio's a problem. He's got tremendous punch power. He's getting so much better at boxing. Like, again, you wouldn't watch Fabio and think this guy picked up the gloves 10 years ago. You look at him and think, okay, he's just had a good amateur record. He's now turned pro and he's kicking ass. No amateur record whatsoever. And I think it needs to be applauded what he's been doing in that gym with Ben Davison and Lee Wiley. What he does with boxing science to get him super fit and super strong. He's had his acid test. He's had his gut check, which I think is important when a fighter is climbing the ranks against Fraser Clark. I mean, that first fight was brutal. But look what he did in the second fight. Look what he did to Nathan Gorman. Look what he did to David Adeleye. Like, he's done his like apprenticeship, if you like. And now I think he's ready. I think he's ready. I think you put him in with anyone not named Usyk, and it's a problem because of his punch power. Like, I think Usyk's boxing skills will alleviate and almost get rid of that punch power just because Usyk's so good. But the others will try and have a fist fight with him, and he can knock any of them out. He can knock them all out. Like, I'm never going to forget what he did to Fraser Clark. Never. I mean, that dent, that's crazy punch power that he has. And what I like as well about Fabio, when Fabio gets hurt, it's very, and I think I said this earlier, it's very Nigel Benn-esque. Like, he doesn't retreat backwards and like, okay, I need to maybe take a breather, let me shell up for a little bit. He gets hurt, he wants to fight fire with fire immediately. And that could be his downfall in the long run. But for now, I think it helps him, it's exciting. And I think it's going to be a special night for him on Saturday. And it's almost a coming out party as well. I'm hearing there's going to be around 25,000 there, which is insane. 25,000. So this could be the fight where he becomes a superstar. This could be. I do think there are problems on the horizon for him. I know a lot of people said, Ade, stop saying this, but the Moses Atalma thing's a problem. Moses is in the same gym. That's a problem. I don't think you can have two guys that are two top dogs in the same division in the same gym. Because inevitably people are going to want to see them fight. I know Frank's got so many heavyweights so he can steer them in different directions, but a lot of people are talking about Moses fighting some of the top dogs and then going for a world title. If Fabio wins, they're going to say Fabio needs to fight some of the top dogs and go for a world title. These guys are literally on the same course, the same path. Someone's going to have to leave that gym. I'm telling you, someone's going to have to leave that gym. You cannot have... That's almost like... I don't know, I'm trying to think who to compare it with. Let's go on the world scene, right? On the world scene, it's almost like having Devin and Ryan in the same gym, or Devin and Teo in the same gym. Well, we're going to fight then, aren't we? Someone's got to go. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all that plays out. But look, good luck to Fabio. Good luck to Justice. Justice is a good kid as well. I think both of them are going to have very good, solid heavyweight careers. But I am picking Fabio to get the job done. I think Fabio stops him late. I think Justice will cause him problems. But I think Fabio overcomes those problems and gets the job done. All right. Is there anything else? Manny Pacquiao, latest comeback, driven by history, adding to his legs. Stop, Manny. I love you, dude, but you're an 8-weight world champion. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he were to become the WBC welterweight champion, then fuck me. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's an incredible achievement. And he probably does go a notch up in the all-time rankings. I don't know where he is in the all-time rankings, but he probably does go a notch up. But you've done enough. You've done enough. You do not need to entertain us anymore. Josh Warrington wants to go out at world level on my own terms. Don't know, man. I don't know. I guess that one of the biggest issues for Josh is that I don't think he's a super featherweight. Like, look at his frame. He's not really a super featherweight, is he? I mean, we saw how he got dwarfed by Kakachi. He's a featherweight. If he can still make featherweight, maybe then you find something for him, right? Nick Ball's there. I mean, I know it's crazy, but that's what's there. Maybe Frank does that. Frank's got both of them, right? Wait, is Josh Matcham or Queensbury? I think he might be Matcham. I can't remember now. Everyone's all like that, aren't they? But again, you could do that fight if that's what he wants. 5 versus 5. If he is Matchroom, Nick's Queensbury, you can do that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. WBC orders Badu Jack versus Noel Mikalayan rematch. Yeah, a lot of people actually thought Noel won that, but it's interesting, right? Like, so, but the judges gave it to Badu. And so what now? The governing bodies, the sanctioning bodies override what the judges say and do what they want? It's kind of interesting. Don't know about that. Is that it? All right, I think there's it. There's other little bits and bobs as well. Some good fights this weekend. Keyshawn Davis in action against Edwin De Los Santos. That's a really good fight. Nakatani in action as well. Unification fight for him against, I think it's Rashidi. I'd have to double check that. But we'll talk about those fights throughout the week. But yeah, guys, really appreciate it. Again, thank you so much to everyone that has signed up to the newsletter. It means a lot. We are going to do a few competitions. I am going to give away some tickets for Usyk versus Dubois. We've got some new stuff coming on the members section. The look back, the new one is being filmed tomorrow. Should be out Sunday. So loads going on. But your mental health is the most important thing. Check in on yourself. Check in on someone. Peace.